let's take a look at what K-File found in his investigative reporting.
We start with a CNN exclusive in our politics lead. CNN's K-File has uncovered shocking new details about the Republican nominee for governor of North Carolina. He is the state's current lieutenant governor. He is a man who says a lot of wild and offensive things. His name is Mark Robinson. A CNN investigation finds that Robinson posted on a porn site starting in 2008. He described himself on the porn site as a, quote, black Nazi, and he wrote posts expressing support for reinstating slavery. And that's just the stuff we can tell you on television. CNN's Andrew Kaczynski did the digging, broke the story, and he spoke with Lieutenant Governor Robinson today. I want to warn viewers that this report includes some disturbing and rather graphic comments. Andrew.
Now, you might ask yourself, you might find yourself asking the very serious question here. Absolutely, who would write comments on a porn website? Sometimes when I'm in the throes of cranking it, I often ask that same question. It's usually like bots, right? Turns out, current Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina is the answer to that question. You are a real gooner. I tip my hat to you, sir.
First, tell us what you discovered here.
Jake, CNN found a series of highly disturbing posts made on the message board of a pornographic website more than a decade ago, and we traced them directly to Mark Robinson. We did interview Robinson today, and he categorically denies making these posts, and I'll get to that in just a moment here, but first, I want to walk people through just some of them. Take a look right here at this one. In one post, Robinson called himself a, quote, black Nazi. And when describing then President Barack Obama, writing, quote, I'd take Hitler over any of the shit that's in Washington right now. It even goes beyond that. Another disturbing post, Robinson defended slavery, writing, quote, slavery is not that bad, and I wish they would bring slavery back.
I guess this is like an even more severe version of like what Republicans always fantasize about in terms of like what their role would look like in a libertarian dystopia. The same question could be presented to Mark, which is like, dude, you're black. Why do you think you would not immediately be categorically enslaved under a white supremacist governance? This makes no sense. I often talk about whiteness as a socio-political construct, right? And it is, especially in the United States of America, it means like proximity to power. And whiteness is defined by what it's not. And what it's not is black, okay? The one group of people that will never be under the white umbrella is black people. It's literally designed to do that outcome, to have that outcome. It's the permanent outgroup. So if you're a black man being like, oh man, slavery's not that bad, can't wait to buy me some slaves, is like, no, dude, that wouldn't work that way. It would not work that way at all.
Certainly buy a few. All of these comments and many others that you can read on CNN.
This was on a black porn site? Oh my God.
At CNN.com were made on the message board of a porn website called Nude Africa. And Jake, in addition to those posts, he also expressed views on Nude Africa that sharply contradict his current policies as a socially conservative candidate for governor. For example, he has been vocally anti-transgender, but look at what Robinson wrote on the porn message board more than a decade ago, writing that he, quote, liked watching transgender porn, adding, quote, that's effing hot, and called himself a, quote, perv.
He's a chaser! Bro, classic.
In another thread that was discussing the story of a woman who said she was raped by her taxi driver while drunk, Robinson wrote, quote, and the moral of this story, don't F a drunk white bitch.
So he wrote all of this stuff years ago before he got into politics. How are you sure that it's him?
Yeah, so CNN, Jake, we found that Robinson consistently used that same username, Mini Soldier, that he used on Nude Africa in all of his social media. You can see it here. He used it on Pinterest, Black Planet, YouTube. He even used it as his Twitter handle. His full name was also listed on Nude Africa, and an email we found he used on Nude Africa he used on several other websites. Now, the biographical data from multiple websites using the name Mini Soldier matches Robinson exactly, the exact date of birth, his hometown, the fact that his mother worked at an HBCU, that his favorite episode of The Twilight Zone is number 22.
And of course, this was all before he was a public figure, which would factor into the identification that this all happened back then when he was just a common citizen. So what did Lieutenant Governor Robinson have to say about all this today when you talked to him?
So Robinson calls the story trash. He says it's not him. We asked the campaign for comment. We gave them 48 hours to respond. That deadline was this morning, and that's when Lieutenant Governor Robinson agreed to do a brief interview with us about that. Here is just a little bit of that interview. Lieutenant Governor Robinson, thank you so much for being willing to talk to us. I think we'll just jump right into it. Do you deny that this account is you?
Well, first off, let me say thank you so much for allowing me to come here and clear the air. We absolutely do. This is not us. These are not our words, and this is not anything that is characteristic of me, nor has it ever been. The people here of North Carolina know I have been completely transparent about my history. All the warts, we put them all out. We let folks know about it. But the folks here also know my character. They know who I am. They know my voice, so to speak. This is not my voice. This is not things that we would ever say.
The date and time was 3 p.m. on Thanksgiving. The man was posting while fist deep in a turkey. I don't think he was fist deep in a turkey, dog.
Or even think. And so absolutely we do.
How do you explain all of the matching details on this profile? The profile on Nude Africa lists your full name as Mark Robinson. The email listed on the account is an email that you have used elsewhere on the internet, including with your photo. You have used that name, Mini Soldier, on multiple social media.
I think the email is literally like his name and his birth date too, which is what makes it even funnier. Because like all the way back in 2010, when he was working the assembly line of a furniture store, ain't nobody is gonna like use his identity like that.
Accounts, including Twitter, Pinterest, Black Planet, and YouTube. How can you deny with all of these matching details that this is you?
Look, I'm not going to get into the minutia of how somebody manufactured these salacious tabloid lies, but I can tell you this. There's been over $1 million spent on me through AI by a billionaire son who's bound and determined to destroy me. The things that people can do with the internet now is incredible. But what I can tell you is this. Again, these are not my words. This is simply tabloid trash being used.
The funniest part about it is that, like, even if he runs with this line, right? Even if he runs with this obvious lie, he said his AI is such a good boomer way to deflect. He was a gooner, and he's up there posted with like a dude who was running the goon store, being like, yo, that's my homie. I say he was a gooner. Okay, scratch that. I apologize. Chalk that up to the misinformation column. He is a gooner. Ain't nobody is dropping all the gooning. If they're dick deep in Nude Africa forums talking about how they love trans porn and how pervy they are or whatever in 2010, and then they go into porn debt, I don't think this man has stopped gooning.
Used as a distraction from the substantive issues that the people of this state are facing. We have addressed it. We have said it's not true, and we wish we could move on and get busy with the business of the people of the state.
Okay, well, these posts, they do take place over a 5-year period.
He was posting up in ultimatesoldier.net. Hey, yo! Oh, what a treasure trove. A third scandal has hit Mark Robinson. Now that we know Mark Robinson used his name, Mini Soldier, everywhere, including porno forums, people like Girl Boss Woman on Twitter can dig up his other weird hobbies, like taking photos of his Nazi soldier dolls. Oh, these are dolls? Oh my God. Oh my God. He's a real freak. Some very nice looking Germans here on Mini Soldier. Some great poses on them too. Another excellent looking group of Germans. I can't imagine any 1/6 World War II collector wouldn't want to own. Special thanks for sending them in and sharing them with us. Good luck. That's why his name is Mini Soldier, because he collects like action figures. Oh my God, this guy is so crazy, dude. He's a Nazi Funko Pop enjoyer. Oh my
From
Lord.
2008 to 2013. You mentioned AI. Are you saying that somebody was somehow manufacturing biographical details to exactly match you using your username?
Look, I have no idea how this was done. I have absolutely no idea how it was done. And I have 5 weeks left in this campaign to focus on the substantive issues that North Carolinians face. I do not have time.
Dude, why is the GOP like this? I guess they've always been like this, but they had like maybe better OPSEC or the internet wasn't like this. Like this is happening a lot more frequently in the post-Trump era for the GOP, like the Herschel Walker stuff, right? Like that was a insanely silly person to run. Even Dr. Oz made no goddamn sense to run. Now you have like Carrie Lake. You have that exploded troop guy in Nevada. Like you have all these dudes that have no experience, whatsoever. George Santos is another one. He did product reviews on Amazon, bro. And that was in 2021. Like he has not stopped.
Tabloid trash.
There have been rumors that some of your campaign staff have quit. Can you tell us if that's true or not?
Absolutely not. And we are not getting out of this race. There are people who are counting on us to win this race because, again, we don't want a governor who's going to be a person that can't be counted on to tell.
Man, I love this country. I love this country, man. I mean, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Oh, God, it's such a beautiful nation. This is it. This is where American politics makes the least sense, but also somehow makes the most sense. You know what I mean? Look at the Chiron. North Carolina GOP nominee for governor made dozens of disturbing comments on porn forum.
Tell the truth. And I can assure you, my opponent has been taken to court for not telling the truth in campaigns. And he's been completely dishonest in his ads against me. This camp is so desperate to destroy us. It's just like Clarence Thomas said years ago. This is a high-tech lynching. And, back long years ago, they used to use rope. Now they're using cable.
Angels, New to Africa message board. Anything goes 2010-04. My wife's sister. I'm currently having an affair with my wife's sister, and I just need a place to say out loud that she has the best smelling, best tasting and asshole in the universe. New to Africa message board. Anything goes 2011. Had me another hot morning with the wife's sister. She brought along her laptop this time, and we watched some vids here on Nude Africa. The one that really got us hot was called Wet. That vid got her soaking wet, and y'all know what I did, right? That ass was wet, slick, and good, and pissy, and I licked and sucked that and ass till my face was covered in her funky juices. Then she sucked my I can't read the rest of this. You should have stopped from the... He's very wordy. My man is an auteur, dude. He is a poet. Do it or your journalistic integrity is gone. Yeah. I'm having a John F. Kennedy moment. I'm having a John Kennedy moment. Listen. If I got to do this, I got to do it right. You know what I mean? Then she laid back while I greased that ass with her juice and wet. Watching my big slide in and out of that takes my breath away. It looks so good. We a lot, but she gave me a nasty, sexy surprise this time. Right when I was really pumping the dookie chute good, she shot a long, hot stream of piss up in the air that covered my chest and stomach. It was so hot. She was... I was... She was... And I was covered in piss and pussy juice and lube. Damn. This girl is good, and I can't wait till next week to get some more. Let's ask the real question. Do you think this is real? As in, like, obviously he wrote this, but do you think he really did this shit? Or is he just flexing on a porn forum? Because I don't think he f***ed his wife's sister. I think he's just fantasizing about his wife's sister. Like, he wrote it, but I think it's fan fiction. You have to read this next. Latin prayers of the rosary. Okay, dude, listen. Credo in Deum Patrem omnipotentem creatorem caeli et ari. Ameno. Oh my God. It's confirmed fan fiction. His wife is an only child, has no siblings. Per her biography, she runs some family foundation. Called it, dude. I called it. I told you. I know my hogs. I love this so much. Every part of this story is just increasingly more unhinged.
And Jake Robinson reiterating with a public video after that interview that he is staying in the race.
Andrew Kaczynski, remarkable reporting, and thank you so much.
I mean, yeah, this shit's got to be more embarrassing to his wife than getting cheated on. 100%. This is way worse. Oh, here are some of the posts he made that they can't show on the news. This post is Mark Robinson probably has psychiatric issues. For writing his mini soldier on Nude Africa, Robinson said he did not care about a celebrity having an abortion. I don't care. I just want to see the sex tape. In another thread, commenters considered whether to believe the story of a woman who says she was raped by her taxi driver while intoxicated. In response, Robinson wrote, and the moral of the story, don't f a white bitch. Robinson, who would become North Carolina's first black governor if elected, also repeatedly maligned civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., attacking him in such intense terms that a user accused him of being a white supremacist. Get that commie bastard off the National Mall, Robinson wrote about the dedication of the memorial to King in Washington, D.C. by then President Barack Obama. I'm not in the KKK. They don't let blacks join. If I was in the KKK, I would have called him Martin Lucifer. Okay. In the pornographic forums, I will not say that last word. In the pornographic forums, Robinson revealed his unvarnished thoughts on issues such as race, gender, and abortion, which is probably the perfect place to reveal your unvarnished thoughts about issues pertaining to race, gender, and abortion. Writing in a forum discussing black Republicans in October 2010, Robinson stated, unprovoked, I'm a black Nazi. That same month, Robinson wrote in another post that he supported the return of slavery. Slavery is not bad. Some people need to be slaves. I wish they would bring slavery back. I would certainly buy a few. March 2012, this is not only just any pornographic forum. This is, I believe, a black pornographic forum called Nude Africa. Mark Robinson, a black man, is writing in a black porn forum about, as a black man, wanting to own slaves, just so you understand. It's yet another instance where, like, real life outflanks anything that you consider unhinged to be written in, like, literature, okay? On March 2012, Robinson wrote that he preferred the former leader of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler, over the leadership in Washington during the administration of Barack Obama. I'd take Hitler over any of the shit that's going on in Washington right now, he wrote. Robinson's comment on Nude Africa often frequently contained derogatory and racial slurs directed at black, Jewish, and Muslim people. In a series of 7 posts in October 2011, Robinson disparaged Martin Luther King in such intense terms, calling him a commie bastard, worse than a maggot, a hoe, phony, and a huckster, that a user in the thread accused him of being in the KKK. Robinson responded by directing a slur at King. On October 2010, Robinson used the anti-Semitic slur. What? Dude, I've been online for a very long time. I didn't even know that this was a slur. What is it, like, shortened for Hebrew? Is that what it is? Oh my God, he is like doing 4chan shit. While discussing the Taliban, he referred to Muslims as little rag-headed bastards and said that if Muslims took over, liberals would be the first ones to be beheaded. Robinson also used homophobic slurs frequently, calling other users the F slur. In a largely positive forum on Nude Africa, discussion featuring a photo of 2 men kissing after one returned from a military deployment, Robinson wrote the sole negative comment. That's some old sick ass F-word bullshit, he wrote. Despite what Mark Robinson's takes were on MLK, here is how Donald Trump referred to him. Not once, but twice, as a matter of fact.
And he's been an unbelievable Lieutenant Governor, Mark Robinson. I heard him, and by the way, his wife is much more lovely than he is, I can tell you that, and she's my friend. Thank you, darling, for being here. But, you know, I heard him coming in on the plane. I was listening, and I said to the people on the plane, watch this. This is Martin Luther King on steroids, okay? Now, I told that to Mark. I said, I think you're better than Martin Luther King. I think you are Martin Luther King ×2. And he looked at me, and I wasn't sure, was he angry because that's a terrible thing to say, or was he complimented? I have never figured it out, but I'm telling you, he's more than...
Wait, what? Wait.
Martin Luther King ×2. And he looked at me, and I wasn't sure, was he angry because that's a terrible thing to say, or was he complimented?
Bro, that makes so much sense. Oh my God. Oh my God. Donald Trump was like, you're a black guy. Every black loves Martin Luther King. You're just like him, but better. And he was like, no, I hate him, actually. Why are you comparing me to that commie bastard?
I have never figured it out, but I'm telling you, he's more than... Right? When I said that to you, you looked like... I don't know if I like that comment. You should like it, because you are outstanding.
Trump is woke. Trump is woke. Trump is literally woke. He's like, you should like it, dumbass. Oh my God, Trump is too woke for Mark Robinson.
And you're going to be the next governor, so that's going to be very cool.
Mark is still the favorite to win? No, he was never favored to win, because a lot of this stuff, a lot of this new information that came out is basically like, basically old shit that we were kind of aware of, but never to this degree. Like, this is just another confirmation, a big confirmation. Bro, he very publicly posted about Adolf Hitler. He posted an Adolf Hitler quote. He posted an Adolf Hitler quote on his Facebook in 2014. And when people asked him about it, they're like, bro, you just quoted Adolf Hitler on your Facebook post. When they asked him about it in like 2021, he literally said, oh, whatever, dude. Like, history books also quote Adolf Hitler. Like, he doubled down on it.
Now, you know the fake news will go today, and they'll take that little statement that I make, that little cute statement, and they'll say, he said that this gentleman is better than Martin Luther King. This is a terrible thing. Is he a racist? It'll end up being... I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because the people get it. Mark, the people get it.
Or sooner if possible.
That's right.
I just want to thank everybody, whatever you can do to help Mark and Yolanda win this election. You know, he's got a tough opponent, not a good opponent, but a tough opponent, a political person. And it's not going to be that easy. He's a star, but a lot of times people say, well, this is going to be easy for him, and then they forget to vote. They don't go out to vote. You got to get out and vote, but you got to help him financially, because you're all people that have a lot of money. I know 20 of you, and you're rich as hell. Anything you were going to do it, quadruple it. It doesn't mean it's just, you know. But
let's go.
Somebody that we have to be very, very careful. We have to cherish. We have to cherish Mark. He's a star. You have to cherish him. It's like a fine wine, because that's what you have. You have a fine wine. He's an outstanding person. I've gotten to know him so well and fairly quickly.
Yeah, no, he definitely was he definitely had model train videos and shit. Wait, what? Mini Soldier, at Mini Soldier, I am the majority USA. He changed it. Yeah, youtube.com/Mini Soldier. He changed his username. Oh, he's in it. I'm the majority.
That you're going to take guns away from law-abiding citizens and that criminals will not have them. This is an absolutely foolish notion. If we're going to combat crime, we need to combat crime. We don't need to combat law-abiding citizens. You have the entity that we're supposed to be protecting ourselves from deciding who can have a weapon. We don't want the government to have the right to tell us who can and can't have a weapon. That's not what the Second Amendment says. It says shall not be infringed.
This is absolutely his account. Oh my God. The video that started it all.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes. I didn't have time to
You have to give us your name.
This is what went viral originally. Bro, this is all it takes for the Republicans to be like, oh, this is a perfect guy. We should make this guy run for office.
Really interesting state in there, North Carolina, which is a big target for the Democrats.
And we just found out an hour ago that the lieutenant governor there, Mark Robinson, who's running for governor,
Never heard of him.
who Donald Trump.
Never heard of him. He's running for governor in North Carolina and he's losing. That's so funny, dude. Never heard of him, dude. By the way, this is also a funny moment, but having the 2024 election may be decided by a scandal about a post a governor made on a site that looks like this. Turn up your Winamp. This is the millennials election, baby. Yeah.
Trump called Martin Luther King on steroids, posted on a porn forum called Nude Africa that he's a black Nazi, expressed support for reinstating slavery, and detailed his sexual arousal from memories of peeping on women in public gyms, and he still fantasizes about it. He also has an Ashley Madison account.
How dare you kink shame?
Sure.
That's a great reaction. So Josh Stein was likely to win that race anyway. If they get Mark Robinson to drop out, his name is still on the ballot. But this makes North Carolina even more in play for Democrats. And this, again, is evidence of the type of candidates that Donald Trump thinks are good for the country. Martin Luther King on steroids, someone who says he's a black Nazi.
But he would obviously.
But what?
Let's take the obvious here.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump actually knew this guy was on porn sites?
My point is that Donald Trump likes anyone who likes him, and he doesn't bother to do the work.
That's called being human.
No, it's not. A lot of people like me who I don't like in return.
Like who?
Like,
I don't
tell
want
us
to
now.
name names.
Me, she's talking about me.
Go ahead. Let's start with Fox and Friends.
Poor Kill
all right,
Mead.
Jessica.
All right, Jessica.
I didn't interrupt. I just want to let that be known. Greg interrupted on my behalf.
The king shaming was kind of funny. And
I will be going to New Africa in the break to see if that's true.
What a beautiful story, man. One of the ways the CNN author connected him was the bizarre redneck phrase used by both accounts. Uncommon phrases used by Mini Soldier and Robinson. Here are several examples of unique phrases used by both Mini Soldier on Nude Africa and by North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. I don't give a frog's fat ass where that vid came from. Note to the news media. I don't give a frog's fat ass about Bill Cosby, Mike Brown, Mike Brown's mama, baby, daddy, Ray Rice, or that heifer who talks smack about Obama's kids. I really don't give a frog's fat behind who Serena Williams married. This is going to ruin him. He's going to have to go back to Greensboro, and when he does, he won't even be able to goon because he owes the local shop debt. I think by this point, he's probably moved beyond the need to goon at the porn store. He might just crank one off for the good times, you know, for all the good times he had with Louis Money, who apparently claimed that Mark Robinson would go into the store with an entire box of pizza and just eat the entire box while gooning. Oh, here's another thing that Donald Trump said about him.
Thanks as well to, I think, one of the hottest politicians in the United States of America, and has become a friend of mine, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Great. Incredible wife. Thank you very much. Thanks as well to, I think, one of the hottest politicians.
Can he still drop out of the race? He could, but will he? That's the real question. And it seems he will not be.
Hey guys, Lieutenant Governor Robinson and your Republican nominee for governor as well, of course. Well, guys, the news media is at it again. My opponent is at it again. You all have seen the half-truths and outright lies of Josh Stein on these ads over and over again. And now a story leaked by him to CNN is appearing now. Let me reassure you, the things that you will see in that story, those are not the words of Mark Robinson. You know my words, you know my character. And
those are the words of Mini Soldier, who also happens to be Mark Robinson. 100%.
You know that I have been completely transparent in this race.
I love that he just even gave in and said half-truths.
And before. Folks, this race right now, our opponents are desperate to shift the focus here from the substantive issues and focus on what you are concerned with to salacious tabloid trash. We cannot allow that to happen. And folks,
I do want to take a moment and recognize that as much as we are making fun of this big boy, he has demonstrated incredible restraint. After all, he is obviously a massive anti-Semite, and he's running against a Jewish dude. And he has not once, as far as we know, on camera, said some anti-Semitic shit about his opponent. So that requires a tremendous amount of restraint from a man who very, very simply put, has none of it, okay? He does not have a single, like a single fraction of restraint when it comes to gooning, it seems, because not many have gone into porn debt, okay? This is a man who has openly quoted Hitler, yet he hasn't said something openly anti-Semitic thus far, which is shocking.